Story time on how my friend left me in Vegas for a pimp. So let's just start with here. First of all, I have to use my eyelash filter because my lashes look a mess. But mind your business. I'm about to put y'all in my business for about 9 minutes. All right, so it was Super Bowl weekend, and my friend hit me like, hey, let's go to Vegas. We both didn't have no plans. So I was like, okay, I'm down to go to Vegas. Mind you, I was just had a fresh breakup at the time, and I wanted to go outside. So I was like, okay, I'm down. Where we staying, you know, what we got to put together, blah, blah, blah. So my friend was like, oh, well, I got this dude out here that I've been talking to for a minute, and he do Airbnbs, and he got hella Airbnbs, and we can stay in his Airbnb, whatever. And I'm like, oh, he don't want no money for it, nothing, because it's Super Bowl weekend. You know, people were charging like a lot of money to be in Vegas during Super Bowl weekend last year. So we went, my bad. So, so I was like, well, how we getting there? You want to fly? You want to drive? Because it's only like an 8-hour drive, and that's usually what I'm used to when I go, like, with my family to Vegas. We'll just drive, get a road trip, whatever. It don't really matter. She like, oh, let's drive, whatever. But then I'm like, I ain't taking my car. I ain't about to put no miles on my car just to go to Vegas. No. So I'm like, we could take a rental. So the rentals was hella high around that time. Like, they were hella expensive. So she like, let's just take my car. Mind you, she has a Tesla. So I was just like, a Tesla? That's going to be forever because we got to stop and charge. But then at the same time, I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to take my car. That's the only option. Then we got the Airbnb for free. Mind you, charging a Tesla is only like $14. It's not even that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's just do it. So, boom. Now it's the night before we about to leave. So we trying to figure out what time we about to leave. I'm like, we might as well leave like at 9 o'clock at night because we got to stop and charge, and that's going to be way longer than 8 hours because it's not like getting gas. She like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. So we like 3 hours in on the road, whatever. And I'm asking her like questions about the dude, like where you meet this dude at, because we about to be staying at his Airbnb. And my first thing was, he not about to be there, right? Like, we going to be able to do our thing and, you know, like, what's tea? She like, oh, girl, he's not like that at all. He has businesses and he has this and has that, like making it sound like he's a very successful man. So I'm like, period, bitch. You got you one. And that was that. So pretty much that all was cleared up, and we was just talking, gossiping. We about three hours in, like I said, on the road. Next thing the dude called her. So he called her. He like, oh, can you pick up my friend? She like, oh, who's your friend and where is your friend at? Mind you, we're 3 hours like past the bay, whatever. So he like, yeah, he and I think he was in like Manteca or Modesto. It was one of those M areas. So I'm like, we're going to have to go. We got to drive backwards. Like, we're literally going to drive backwards to go get his friend. So I'm like, do you even know the friend? My friend didn't even know the friend. So at this point, I'm like, so we're about to drive the rest of these hours in the car with a stranger. And a man at that, and we're 2 females. I just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, tell him no. Tell him he has businesses and all this stuff. Why can't he buy his friend a flight? Yet alone, why can't he buy us a flight? But whatever. I was just like, okay, no, we're not getting him. So she's looking at me all crazy, like, and being all like, you know how girls be on the phone like, yeah. But then, like, you know they really don't talk like that. So it's like listening to your friend try to switch it all up for this dude. And it's like, so, yeah. So she's like, hold on, I'm going to call you back to him. And then she says to me, like, you know, I really want to get him because he's already letting us stay at his Airbnb for free. And he's not charging us. But me, I'm like, that's your man. If that's your man, why is it a problem? Why are you trying to do some, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type shit? Like, so that threw me off. So, and that's what I was like, I don't get that. If it was my man wouldn't be like that. Like, it would just be like, it's all good. Yet alone, my man wouldn't even have one of his partners in the car with us, especially a partner I don't even know. Like, that's weird. So she was just like, yeah, well, it's my car. And she started trying to pull that it's my car shit. So I'm like, all right, okay. So she ended up going back to go get the friend. Mind you, I'm pissed off. I just go to sleep because I'm like, whatever. So when I wake up, I think I was asleep for probably about like 2 hours. So when I wake up, the car is parked. So I'm looking around. Mind you, it's dark outside. It had to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I'm looking around. I don't know where we at. And her car is off. So I go on my maps and I see I think Manteca or Modesto, but we like parked in some apartments. So I'm looking. And from the rearview mirror, the driver rearview mirror, I see her like upstairs in the apartments, and she's carrying all this man's stuff. And I'm like, but I'm in the car, she's up there with him, so they coming back to the car. Well, she's coming back to the car by herself. Mind you, she got so much stuff stacked up on, like, in her arms as she's trying to walk downstairs. Mind you, my friend was only like 4'11". Everything she was carrying had to be bigger than her. So I'm in the car looking like bonnet and all. Like, she like, oh my God, he has so much stuff. And I'm like, and you're carrying all his stuff? Like, that's not even your man. You helping this dude and you doing him a favor. Like, that's not even your man. She like, oh my God, you're being so mean. Irritating. So I'm just like, whatever. So he comes to the car right after her, and he's like, oh, somebody's stuff got to get moved. Mind you, I have a big suitcase because I pack heavy. I need at least like 5 outfits for a 2-day trip, and I got to have all my hair supplies. At the time I had to weave. So I need all my stuff. And I had a suitcase. My suitcase basically took up the whole back of the trunk of the Tesla, because y'all know Tesla trunks is hella small. And then her frunk, whatever it's called, the front of the truck, whatever, her stuff was in there. So his stuff, this man had a suitcase too, so he was moving on some female shit already. Like, he had a suitcase, he had like 5 pair of shoes, all that. So I'm like, damn. But I'm also like, my stuff better not get touched before I start tripping up in here, like, period, point blank. So then when he was just like, oh, whose suitcases? I said, it's mine and it better not get touched. He was like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, she feisty. So now it's like he started trying to like talk to me maybe in a way. So my friend texts me and she like, be nice. So I'm like, no, not being nice. No. Okay, so now a dude in the car, whatever. He in the back seat. I'm in the passenger. She in the driver. So she's driving. She's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Da, da, da. But mind you, me and her already had everything established. Like, you know, you drive a couple hours and I'm gonna drive a couple hours. But now I feel like everything has changed because he has to drive. He's the man in the car. He needs to drive, period, point blank. So I go to sleep. So when I woke back up, it was morning. I remember it was daylight around that time. So the dude was driving now. So I look and I'm like, oh shit, okay, he driving. But he like driving her car, like dogging her car out, like speeding hella fast, slamming on the brakes. So come to find out, he was doing all that just to try to get my attention, to wake me up, because he was like, I need to drive and stuff like that. And he didn't have nothing to do with our plan. So I'm assuming she must have told him about our plan when I was asleep. I don't know. I was knocked out and I had my AirPods on, full blast, noise cancellation. So then I'm looking at him because he's slamming on the brakes hella hard to where we're like that. So I'm like, can you drive? Like, are you okay? Mind you, attitude on stank. He like, well, you need to drive. You need to drive. So I'm just like, no, you're fine. You're the man. You can drive. You're perfectly fine. So he's just like, I'm so tired. Da, 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 all these excuses. And she in the backseat just looking like, not saying nothing. So it got to the point where me and him like kind of start going back and forth because he keeps slamming on the brakes. And he's just like, well, you can drive then. But I'm like, no, I'm not driving. Like, I'm not doing that. So he pulled over. He just like, I'm not driving this car. I'm not driving. And it's just like, it's giving very bitchy, if you ask me, because you just whole got picked up. Mind you, my friend was just like, oh, my man is paying for my charging, so we don't even gotta go have him charging or nothing like that. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm just like, I'm sitting in this passenger seat and nobody better not say shit to me, period. So we end up getting to the charging station and we're charging and we all fall asleep. So we fell asleep for hella long. I think we was asleep for like 2 hours at the charging station, which was crazy. So then my friend like, she gonna drive her car. And I'm just like, shit, about time, because you about to let this man fuck your car up. So she driving hella dumb, driving hella slow. Speed limit was like, I think 75 on the highway we was on, and she going like 55. Like, they both hella irritated. So mind you, I brought my Benadryl, so I took me a Benadryl, went right back to sleep. But it got to the point to where I couldn't go to sleep anymore after a certain amount of time. So now I just kind of got my eyes closed, but I'm listening to what they're saying, and he just like, why your friend act like that? Like, why is she so mean? And my friend's just like, I don't know. She really didn't want to pick you up. So now she's saying all that, but my eyes is closed because I'm also like, I want to see what else is she going to tell him, because she was just talking off the side of her neck to him. All right, y'all. So part 2, I had to redo. They took it down. So basically, yeah, like I said, I had my eyes closed. I really wasn't asleep. My eyes was just closed, and I was like listening. So he like, yeah, why your friend act like that? And she was like, oh, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. So I'm just like, oh, this bitch spilling the beans. So I'm trying to see what else she gonna tell him. And she's just like, yeah, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. He's like, oh, well, that's her, like, that's her fault. Like, you know, they talking hella shit, but they not really like, they're talking shit, but they're not talking shit. But my eyes is closed, but I'm wide awake. Yeah, so that was pretty much that. So it just ended up getting quiet. He's still doing that bullshit, like slamming on the brakes and doing all that weird shit. So let me skip a little bit. Okay, so hours go by. So him and her is like switching off. And then I think now it's like an hour away from Vegas. And that's when we have to charge again. So we charge in like right where the little ice cream thing is. If you ever took a road trip to Vegas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we charge right there. So with me being funny and me being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, I could drive because now it's an hour. So I get in the driver's seat. I ask my friend to send me the location of where we're going. My friend's like, oh, well, I need to ask my man for the location where we're going. So I'm like, what do you mean you got to ask him for the location of where we're going? We just been in the car for 12 hours. Fuck is you talking about? You don't have the location of where we're going. She like, oh my God, I'm about to get it, da-da-da. But she's making it seem like I'm just like some angry black female, you know, because sidebar, my friend's not black. Not saying that means anything or anything like that, but she's not black. So it's like, but the guy is black. So she started trying to call the dude. As she's trying to call the dude, he's not answering the phone. She called at least 3 times. She's not answering the phone. So then that's when I look at him and I'm like, can you call your friend? Because now we've been in the car with each other for 12 hours. So yes, he's a stranger, but we have been in the car with this man for 12 hours. And clear as day, he's a bitch. So can you call your friend? So when he called his friend, the friend answers the phone. The friend like, what's up with my dog? Mind you, my friend literally just called like 0.2 seconds ago. He wasn't answering the phone, but he answered the phone for him. So now I'm giving my friend the death stare in the rearview mirror while she's in the back seat. Cause now the way that the everything is set up, it's me in the driver's seat, he's in the passenger seat, and she's in the back seat. Because he was like, I'm not sitting in the back seat. When I got in the driver's seat, I told her to sit in the front. He like, I'm not getting back there because y'all don't know how to keep y'all seats up. So he on some sassy shit. My friend was like, it's okay, I'm not tripping. Even though I'm like, so yeah, he like, yeah, they basically saying they got an Airbnb. But the way he was saying it was like, yeah, they saying they got an Airbnb. Like, you know, not like, oh, send me your location for me, whatever, just so we could drop this fool off. So that was my main thing, dropping him off and getting to our destination. But the way he was talking was like, yeah, they said they got an Airbnb. So I'm just kind of like peeping the scenery, like trying to figure out what's going on. So my friend, like in the back seat, and he's on FaceTime with the dude. So my friend, like, get in the back and was like, you're not answering my call. Why you not answering my call? And he was just like, oh, I didn't see it. But you see your partner call. So it was just kind of weird. So I'm just like, man, where's the location? So she, like, just put in Vegas. So once we get in Vegas, passing up, like, all, like, the hotels and stuff like that, my friend sent me a location where to drive to. So I put in the location. We get to the location. It's like some ghetto ass apartments, like some Section A low income apartments. Like nothing against Section A or low income apartments, but those apartments was like ghetto ass apartments, like ghetto. Mind you, it was like those things like sitting in front of like the air. It was crazy. So we get there. I'm like, I hope we're not staying here because this is not it at all. She's like, no, we're just meeting him over here. But I'm like, why we don't meet him at the Airbnb? So he like, so the friend is looking now like Airbnb. So, but I could see it in his face that he's confused, but he's trying to figure out what's going on. But he's not asking no questions. He's just kind of like looking. And then my friend like kind of like trying to sell me a dream low key. Like, oh, no, it's not this one. He's just going to meet us here. Then he's going to we're going to follow behind him. We're going to blah, 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 whatever. Sorry, y'all, I can't talk. I'm trying to. So, boom, the dude pull up. The dude that my friend is talking to, he pulls up. My friend in the back seat. The dude is in the passenger seat. So, dude get out the car, go over to the friend, his friend, whatever, which is the dude that has the Airbnb, the successful man. So they're talking and whatever. So I'm looking at my friend like, why aren't you about to go up to your dude and be like, hey, babe, like, you know, go up to him, give him a kiss, a hug. You know, when you haven't saw your man, you just been on the road for 12 hours to come see this man. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Go jump on your man, right? She's like, oh, I don't want to interrupt. But I don't know. I just know I don't give a flying rat's. Whoever's talking to my man. When I see my man, I'm going up to him. Period. And that shouldn't be a problem. So he ended up coming over to the car and he's like, damn, you ain't gonna speak to me, to her. So now I'm looking like, and it's supposed to be your man. So once I see the dude's face, I remember she showed me this dude before. Not to mention this friend, like, she travels quite often. So she had just went to Tulum with some of her other friends that I don't know, don't care for. I don't know them. So she just went to Tulum with them, and she told me she met a dude in Tulum, whatever. This literally had to be like 3 weeks prior to this trip that we're on now. So I remember his face. So I'm looking, I'm like, so they're talking, and when she come back to the car, it's just me and her inside the car because the two dudes are still talking. So I was like, is this the dude that you met a couple weeks ago in Tulum? And she was just like, huh? Like playing stupid. And I'm like, you literally just met this dude. And she was just like, no, I mean, we be talking every day and stuff like that. But you literally just met him. You just met him when you went to Tulum like 3 weeks ago. She was like, yeah, but she was like, they slept with each other in Tulum. They had a good time in Tulum. And she wanted to link with him again. So I instantly just lose my shit on her. Especially because it's me and her in the car. And, you know, I don't want to argue. I'm not about to argue with her when it's two dudes that we clearly don't know these dudes. I'm not about to argue with her like that in front of them where they're going to see. So I'm like, I'm being calm, but I'm also going off on her because I'm just like, why the fuck would you bring me out here on a trip like this? And it's like you playing in my face. Really, you just want to come out here to spend time with the dude. And you could have kept it real and gave me the opportunity to be like, yeah, I'm going to come with you and I'm going to support you during this time or whatever, versus telling me some bullshit. So now I'm asking her, like, is the Airbnb shit really true? Like, what's tea? Like, let me know what's real right now because now you got me fucked up. So then that's when she told me, like, he really don't got no Airbnb and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, my God. So now that makes me start going on my Instagram. Well, first of all, I went on Priceline, so looking at hotels. Hotels was like at least $900 for 2 nights. I wasn't about to pay no $900 for 2 nights. And that was for like Motel 6, like cheap ass hotels. And I never stayed in a motel ever. But the way the prices was for the hotels, because it was literally Super Bowl weekend. The Super Bowl was in Vegas at this time. It was crazy high. So then I started looking at like some of my friends' story, like my friends that I actually know, that I actually grew up with and stuff like that. I saw they were actually in Vegas. So I'm like hitting them up like, hey, what time y'all gonna be in Vegas? Da-da-da. I'm with my friend, my stupid ass friend. Yeah, like, do y'all got space at y'all Airbnb or in y'all hotel? Whatever, we'll drop on it. Putting it like that. And I'm telling her, like, I'm not staying with these niggas. She like, well, I came out here to see him, but, you know, like, we could still do our thing, but that wasn't the whole purpose of our trip. So I'm just kind of, like, thrown off. Not even kind of. I'm hella thrown off, honestly. So that's when dude come back over to the car, and he's like, y'all ready? Like, y'all ready to go to my spot, whatever? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were going to your house. I don't really feel comfortable going to your house. And I just told him straight up, like, I don't know you. We just picked up your friend. I don't know him, and I don't feel comfortable with that. And he was just like, honey. He's trying to, like, talk all professional to me. You know how, like, they try to switch it up? He was like, honey, I am a business owner. I got this going on. I have that going on. I have an 8-bedroom house. Like, he started trying to, like, pop his shit on me. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I'm letting you know, I don't feel comfortable. I don't give a fuck if you were a fucking billionaire. I don't feel comfortable. And I just let him know. And he was just like, you don't have nothing to worry about. Like, anybody gonna touch you? Start saying stuff like that. So I'm just like, so it's kind of like me and him kind of like, it's kind of like tension. And then I guess I made him feel some type of way because what I was saying, but that's real shit. I did not feel comfortable, period, point blank. So my friend just like, let me talk to my friend real quick. And she was just like, we can just go over there and then like, we can get ready, whatever, to go about our day when we go to one of my friends' Airbnb or hotels or whatever. So I'm like, I guess that's okay because I haven't changed my clothes since 9 o'clock the night before. So we might as well go over there so I could change my clothes, freshen up, and get ready to go to one of my friends' hotels or Airbnbs. part 3 coming. So we get to the dude house. The house was a big house. It was like I think it was like a 6-bedroom, 4-bath. It was a pretty big house. And it was like in a gated area. So when we get to the house, he's like, oh, hold on real quick. So we're waiting outside. The friend goes inside. The dude goes inside. And it's just me and my friend waiting in the car. And he's like, hold on real quick. So they go in the house. So I'm like, that's weird. And I'm like, you know what? I honestly could wait. I really could wait. I don't even want to change my clothes. Like, I could wait. My friend's like, no, just come on. Like, we're just going to wait. And da-da-da. She was like, and I want to take a shower really bad. Like, I don't want to keep the same clothes I had on since last night. So I'm like, all right. Not to mention, I do have my mace. Because I will mace somebody. I have my mace. Just because, like, situations like this, which I never thought I would be in. So, yeah, he come back to the car, and he's like, oh, y'all can come up, whatever. So the friend come, the one who rode with us down there, now he's trying to be all, like, in my good graces, and he's like, oh, I could bring your stuff up. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. I got my own stuff. I can bring it up. So he just like, no, I insist I bring it up. So he grabs my stuff. He brings it up the stairs and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still outside. They all go in, but I'm like trying to see where I'm at because, man, I'm trying to share my locations with my friends that's coming to Vegas already. So they know, like, you know, and they kind of already got the glimpse of what's going on because I really didn't go into detail on the phone with them with everything. But I just told them, like, I'm on a wild one right now. And my other friends are not slow. So they know what's up. So boom, I go inside the house. I go into the house. The house was nice. My friend is all up on the dude, like all in his face, trying to kiss on him and do all that. The other dude is like rolling up, typical NIGGA stuff. Yeah, so I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. So I go upstairs. Upstairs is where the rooms are at. So as I'm going upstairs, I'm like looking and I'm like opening up doors. I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. So I'm looking in each room and I noticed like one room had like a Chanel bag. It had heels in there and it just looked like a female's room, an adult female. So I'm like, oh, okay, so somebody's room here. Or somebody's in this room. And then I go over to another room and it's like, red bottoms. It was like a Louis bag in there and it was like more female stuff. So I go over to the next room. The next room had more female stuff in it and it kind of gave like escort ish, like that's what it gave. So I'm looking, I'm like, as I'm like going through the rooms, like you can kind of see from downstairs to upstairs, like what someone's doing upstairs. So he like, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is, even though I'm really being nosy. I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. And he like, the bathroom is the other way. So I'm like, okay. But I noticed I was getting closer to the master bedroom because that's where the French doors was. And I was like, huh. But I'm assuming that was his room. And that's probably why he was like, what you doing? So yeah. So at that point, I go to the bathroom. But when I come out of the bathroom, I'm trying to call my friend's name from upstairs. I'm telling her to come upstairs so I can show her like it's females that probably live here. Like their stuff is here. It looked like females live here. Not necessarily saying like this is their room because it doesn't have like pictures and stuff on the wall. It's just you could see like little like duffel bags and stuff like that with heels, makeup, clothes, purses, all that in each room. And it's like expensive stuff. It's luxury. She's like ignoring me. So I'm calling her name. She's like, hold on. But she's downstairs. But the way she's saying is like, hold on. Like as if I'm bothering her. So then that's when I said, bitch, come upstairs. Damn. And then she came upstairs. So when she came upstairs, that's when I'm trying to show her. And she was just like, girl, it's nothing. Like, that's probably his sister's stuff. But I'm like, I thought this was his house. Is it his family house or what? And then she was just like, she said something. I forgot what she said. 'Cause again, this happened a year ago. So y'all kind of late to the party. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, it just didn't make sense. So I'm like, well, I'm about to take my shower. And after that, we're leaving. And then she was just like, oh, well, okay. So I take my shower and I'm getting ready to leave and stuff. So I'm packing my stuff back up and I literally shower, put my shit back inside my suitcase, like do what I have to do. Now it's her turn to do that. So while she's getting dressed, I'm still in the bathroom with her because I'm doing my hair and she's in the shower. Tell me why the dude just come bust inside the bathroom. So I instantly was just like, whoa, privacy. Like, no, that's what we're not doing. So I closed the door and locked the door. Well, the door was already locked. So I think he like popped the lock and he just opened the door. So I don't know. Or I don't know. It's his house. I don't fucking know. So that was that. She got out the shower and I'm like, we need help bringing our stuff down the stairs, whatever. And then the friend was like, okay, I'm gonna help y'all, whatever. So at that point, that's when the friend brings my stuff downstairs and he like put it in the garage or whatever. And then my friend needed help flat ironing her hair. So I'm like, okay, so I flat ironed the back of her hair or whatever and curled it and stuff. And then yeah, after that, we get inside her car because now we about to leave. And then the dude come that she's talking to, and he comes and he's like, oh, my friend gonna have to ride with y'all again because I got some business moves to make. And I'm like, that's your friend. Like, no, your friend needs to ride with you to make your business move. Like, we don't even know him. Like, no. And then my friend like, no, it's okay. It's good. It's fine. He can ride with us. So I'm just like, what? So I'm instantly getting hella irritated because I'm like, the fuck? So I'm like, I'm hungry. I want to get food. Like, I do not want to ride with no dude I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be on no stranger danger shit. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So my friend was basically like, can I just like chill out and stuff like that? But I'm really just like over it at this point. So fast forward. We get to the restaurant, went to this little sushi bar in Vegas because Vegas is supposed to have some good ass sushi. So when we get to the sushi bar, I'm sitting on one side, my friend's sitting on the other side. Why the dude try to come sit by me? Yeah. That's when I get up and I sit on the other side with my friend because no. So then the dude that she's talking to ended up coming back to that restaurant that we're at. And he comes with like 2 other dudes. So now it's a total of me, her, the weirdo, and the other weirdo, and 2 more weirdos. So now it's a total of what? 3 dudes, and it's me and her. So just getting more irritating. So I'm trying to hit my friends up to see like when they coming out here while we're at the restaurant because I'm just over it. Like, I didn't even want to eat my food no more. Like, I was just over it. And then the other dudes that they're with, like, it looked like they're like, what's up? Like, trying to talk. Like, you know, like, girls, if you know what I mean when you could tell when somebody on some weird shit. Like, what's up? And then me, I'm like, hi. And I'm looking at my phone like, when is my friends coming out here? Like, when's my other friends coming out here? My other friends said they're not getting out to Vegas until 8 o'clock at night. So that means I have to deal with this shit until 8 o'clock. So then I ended up seeing that my cousin was out in Vegas. So when I saw my cousin was in Vegas, I was like, where you at? And I saw he was in Vegas. And he like, oh, I'm on the strip, whatever. I'm like, where you staying at? He said he got 2 rooms. He said he got 1 room for him and his female or whatever. And then the other room he just got because he thought his partners was coming, but they never ended up coming. So I was like, man, I'll pay you for that room right now. Like, he was just like, nah, it's good. You can stay in that room, whatever. So I'm like, don't gotta tell me twice. So I'm like, yeah, like, when you gonna, like, when can I meet up with you? He like, oh, I gotta bust a move, whatever, because he does illegal activities. I gotta bust a move, whatever. I'm gonna call you when I'm done with it. So I'm like, man. So now I'm really on like standby. So then that's when I start like looking up little boutiques for me to go to and stuff. And I start looking like, where can I go to get the fuck away from them? But at the same time, I didn't want to be a weirdo friend and leave my friend with, 4-3 niggas. I didn't want to leave her just by herself with all those dudes. So I was just like, man. And I have my mace. She don't have mace. So, and at the same time, like, we are with strangers, but they haven't really did nothing at this point in time to make me feel any kind of way where I have to use my mace, if that makes sense. So I'm just like talking to her like, hey, I want to go to this boutique, whatever. So I end up doing like what I wanted to do with the tag-alongs. So now it's just me, her, and the friend that rode with us out from Modesto or Manteca, one of those areas. Her dude with the other 2 dudes, they end up leaving because they said they have more business moves to make. So as we're doing what I want to do, the friend is like catching an attitude like, why are we doing this? I don't want to do that. No one said they wanted you to come. So you should have went with your friends. I don't even get why you're still with us. Your man's just went with 2 other dudes to go handle business move. Why are you not going? Why are you still with us? So now I'm kind of just like thrown off because I'm like, what's really going on? But I know my friend isn't going to keep it real with me and tell me nothing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like, and I'm still trying to be like cool because I don't want to leave my friend. So part 4 now. Hold on. Part 4. I got y'all.